Welcome to week 1 of the Easter Extravaganza newsletter at Add a Little Dazzle. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to create this beautiful Easter card using Stampin' Up's paper doily, large Sizzlits die, metal tape sheets, and metal sheets. This card is beautiful and is perfect for numerous occasions for spring and summer occasions. So let's get started. To create this card, I will begin by taking a 4 1/4 by 11 inch piece of Saffron Cardstock and scoring it at 5.5 inches. I will now take the Décor standard wheel and ink it with VersaMark ink. Once I've inked it, I will now take it and go over my card. And I will continue doing this until I have stamped or wheeled the entire card. Now that I've finished doing that, I'm going to take some more mustard ink, classic ink, and I'm just going to sponge my edges. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 4 1/4 inch square piece of metal tape sheet. As you will notice, metal tape sheet is aluminum on one side and it has a white backing on the back. And so what we are going to do is we are going to take the large doily Sizzlits die from Stampin' Up, and I'm going to take this metal tape sheet and I'm going to place it on top. Now the one thing that you need to remember is that the aluminum side needs to be facing down. The reason for this is because you don't want any of the images or the scratches from the mat that you're going to be placing on top when you run it through the big shot to be showing up on the metal, and the way to avoid that is to place it down. So what we're going to do is we are going to take our multi-purpose platform and I'm going to open it up to tab number 1. And then I'm going to take actually my cutting pad, place it on top. I'm going to place the Sizzlits on top, again the aluminum side facing down of the metal tape sheet, and then I am going to take the next cutting pad and place it on top. Once I've assembled this piece, I will run it through my big shot. I have now cut out my doily, and this is what it looks. As you will notice, there's a lot of little pieces that need to be punched out. So all you're going to do is you're going to take your paper piercing tool and just start poking them out one at a time. It's a little bit time consuming, but it is well worth the effect that it will create. And here's one in which I've already taken out all the little pieces, and as you can see, it's absolutely beautiful. As we can see, I have now taken the white backing and I'm peeling it off. I will now take my doily, I will center it on my card front, and I will take my brayer and go over it. This will help me to give it a smooth finish and for it to completely attach onto the card. And as you can see, it is absolutely beautiful. I will now take a 2 by 2.5 piece of spiced rum metal sheet and a 2 by 2.5 piece of sticky sheet, and I will attach this sticky sheet to the metal sheet. When you do that, you will have a piece that looks like this. Here's the colored side of the metal, and here is the sticky sheet, as you can see. Then what you will do is you will take your die and you will place your piece colored side down right here on the butterfly, and then you will run this through the big shot. Once you have run it through the big shot, you will take your impressions folder of choice and you will emboss the piece, and you will end up with a butterfly that looks like this. And as you can see, the sticky sheet is on back. I have my butterfly, and I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to peel the red film off. As you can see, it was that easy. Then I'm going to find where I want to position my butterfly, and I'm going to attach it. If there's a little bit of hanging over, just cut it off or leave it like that, whichever you prefer. Then you're going to take a 2.5-inch square of Spice Drum metal sheet, and you are going to use the beautiful wings Embosslits, and you're going to place your 2.5 square inch piece of Spice Drum inside of it. You're going to close it and you're going to run it through the Big Shot. Main thing to remember is that these little edges has to be on the outside, so this is the first thing that's going in. If this is not the first thing that is going in, this will eventually break, and so that'll help you avoid that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a little bit of hot glue right there in the center of the butterfly, and then I'm going to take this butterfly that I just cut out and I'm going to attach it on there and let it dry. Then I'm going to take my other little butterfly, just place a little bit of hot glue. I don't want to burn myself. Very carefully. Ouch, it's hot. So be very careful when handling this. You don't want to put it everywhere. You just want to put a little dot and just quickly attach it. Then you're going to take another little bit of hot glue, place it right there, and take your smaller butterfly and just quickly pat it on and let it sit there for a minute so that you don't burn yourself. As you can see, I've attached some pearls to the center of the butterfly, and in order to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a toothpick and I'm going to apply a little bit of crystal effects to the center, and then I'm going to carefully remove the pearls from this pack, and I'm going to attach them right there to the center. I'm also going to do the same thing with a little bit of crystal effects and attach it there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these small pearls that you see here, and I'm going to attach them around the card. As you see, I'm attaching them right above these larger ovals, and then right here where this greater opening is, I'm attaching them there. And it's just adding a little extra feminine touch. And then I'm getting a pearl and placing it in the center. Now when you're attaching these pearls to the cardstock, you do not need to use crystal effects, but you do need to use crystal effects when you are attaching these pearls to the center of the butterfly. As you can see, I have now created a sentiment here, and I used the stamp from the He Is Risen stamp set that says, "Wishing you an Easter filled with His love." And to create this tag, I used this Sizzlits die from the Lots of Tags die set in the main catalog. And so I cut out a piece, a very vanilla cardstock. I ran this through the Big Shot, and then I took my piece, I stamped it in pumpkin pie, and then I sponged the edges and attached it with Stampin Dimensionals. Now you're going to notice that the inside, I also created a sentiment for it. And so what I did here was I took the More Mustard classic ink, I stamped the flower image, and then with pumpkin pie I stamped He Is Risen. And as you can see, this card is now done. This is a very easy card to make, mass produce, and one of the great things is that it doesn't only have to be for Easter or spring. It could be for any occasion that you want. And with this doily and these metal sheets, you create just a beautiful card for any occasion. I invite you to visit us at www.addalittledazzle.com, where you can purchase Stampin' Up! Product, Add a Little Dazzle metal sheets, and the metal tape sheets featured in today's video. You will also find a free downloadable PDF tutorial for today's project, and another beautiful project using Stampin' Up's paper doily large Sizzlits die and metal tape sheets. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at monica@addalittledazzle.com. Thanks, and have a dazzling day.